Well, good morning, stamping friends. How's everyone today? I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a whole weekend in my craft room. I'm not kidding. I came out to go to the bathroom, to eat meals, and to get my walk in every day. And other than that, I was crafting all weekend long because I have a lot of things coming up. One of my favorite things coming up that I'm really looking forward to is I'm doing an event for some of my team members. Some of those who kind of go above and beyond and are higher achievers. I'm doing a little weekend away. I'm calling it the We Stars weekend. So I've been working on that a little bit, not every day, but for the past month. So I'm really excited to see this come together. The other thing I wanted to share with you is today is the last day to sign up for my class to go with the Hello Ladybug bundle. However, if you already have the bundle, it's no problem at all. You don't even have to substitute another stamp set. I have combined other products that we use in the class. And then if you do need the bundle, you can add that on. So this one's priced a little bit different than the other ones. It's going to be a lower price point. Not only that, you get 8 projects in this. And so you'll get 4 different card designs, and then we'll make 2 of each. So I hope you join me for that. And the deadline, as I said, is today. And I'm going to share 2 projects with you, and I'm also going to have the PDF for that. Then the other thing I wanted to share with you is Stampin' Up! Is winding down the annual catalog that we are in now, and soon we will be launching into the new catalog. So when that happens, Stampin' Up! Decides it's time to kind of clean house at the warehouse, and so they're cleaning out their inventory. So starting tomorrow on Wednesday, they are going to have a last chance product sale. Now, these are items that will not be carried over in the new catalog. And also, these are while supplies last. So if you see something and you're kind of thinking about it, I would not hesitate to order that because chances are it could be gone, especially if it's a popular item. Now, remember, if your order is over $35 before tax and shipping, and if you use the host code, which I'll show you later, then you qualify for my Creative You projects. And you will get 3 projects that are the kits, and I will also email you the instructions so you can put those together. And that's my way of saying thank you, and I just really do appreciate your orders. All right, I think that's all I needed to cover as far as talking to you about things going on, but I'm excited to share 2 projects with you today using that little ladybug set. So let me turn my camera around and we'll get started. I have a lot of things in store for today, so let's get started right away. I want to review with you the last day to sign up for my Hello Ladybug class to go is actually today. Thank you so much for those of you who have already signed up. I would have to say this is one of my most popular class to go, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate that. Now, remember, if you already have this bundle, because some people fell in love with it as soon as they saw it and ordered it, you can still get in on this class even if you already own the stamp set and the punch. This time I have added those as an optional add-on, but in the basic class you will be getting the Altogether 6x6 Designer Series paper, and I have a picture of that. This paper is so awesome. I am on either my 2nd or 3rd pack. I use this all the time because, like I keep saying, black and white goes with everything. And so you'll get a full pack of that. You'll get these matte black dots. There's actually 160 of those there, so you will go a long ways with 1 pack here. Then I also have the Playful Pets ribbon included, which will go perfectly with the projects that we're doing. And then you're going to get a full pack of basic white envelopes, and there's 40 in a pack. So sometimes it's good just to replenish that because, you know, for those of us that make a lot of cards, that sometimes it's hard to keep up on that. So you'll get a pack of that. Now, these optional add-ons are, like I said, that bundle. Then we have the stitched, let's see, this is called Stitched with Whimsy dies, and there's a cute little border that goes around that. Then we have the Stitched Greenery dies for $34. Then we have the basic borders here. I'm using that on one of the cards. We have the Hive 3D embossing folder, and we're also using Daffodil Delight blends and the multi-purpose liquid glue and dimensionals. These are kind of basics also that we like to keep in our stash. I have one more graphic for you. This is a snippet of the 4 projects that you'll get. And I'm actually going to give you a sneak preview to one of these. So here's the 4 projects that you will be getting. And guess what? You are getting 8 projects with this class. I'm making or cutting out 2 cards each of the 4 designs. And so let me show you a preview of one of these cards. And oh, I just love turning this little ladybug into a bumblebee. Isn't this cute? So I will be cutting these out for you and embossing them. But you will also get the pattern to these little pieces. They're just cut into strips and then the edges rounded. But if you're like me, you need a pattern for everything. Now, when the projects come, I won't be opening the paper packs. So if you want that basic border die and you want the dots in here, you may want to order that. I'm not going to be cutting that for you, but I will cut the bottom one because that's out of cardstock. But I'm not going to be opening the packs for you. This little bee is so cute. His wings actually have Wink of Stella on them, so they're shimmery. You probably can't pick that up in the photo here, but it's really cute. So that is one of the projects that we are going to be making, and you will get to make 2 of these in with your class. All right, let's start on today's projects. I'm actually going to make 2 things with you today, and I like to kind of beef up my projects a little bit just because I'm not doing that Friday video. I just have so much on my calendar with a son graduating, and I have a retreat coming up, and just lots on my plate. So I needed to just kind of give and take a little bit. So I wanted to give you a little extra today. 6-inch by 3-inch real red cardstock, and then I scored it in half on the long side at 3 inches. Just fold on that crease, or fold on that score line and crease it with your bone folder. Now we are going to use a lot of the products that are in with the class. So we are going to take some paper from the All Together DSP, and this I cut down to 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and I just love the hearts on this one. And the reason I chose this is because it's mostly black for the background. Now just adhere that to the front of your card and just center that. And I'm going to show you a little trick that we're going to do with our punch, the Ladybug punch. My friend and team member, Chris Brower, she did a swap, and she showed me what else you can do with this punch. This is amazing. By the way, I just love my team. I get so inspired, and we do swaps every month, and it's voluntary. You don't have to participate. So if you're on my team, this is something that you could do along with us. We swap every month. We have a theme, and then like say maybe a dozen decide they want to swap. You make a dozen of your own or of the same card, and then we swap, and we get in this big circle like we're trick-or-treating, and we trade cards, and then you go home with 12 different ideas. So my card isn't anything like Chris's. Actually, I'll show it to you, but I'm going to show how you can make a flower out of the wings of the ladybug. So she shared this with me in her swap, and I think she saw the idea from Patty Bennett. I'm sure you've heard that name before, but I don't know if she's the originator, but I know she mentioned she saw it on her blog. So I found, because you know how when you have a punch, sometimes it's hard to figure out, you know, how to cut your paper because you have another punch down here. So what I found is if you go this way, you're always going to get stuck with the back here. But if you go vertically, you'll see that it'll slide and you can keep moving along your page. So I'm going to cut about 8 of these out. Now you just have to know in advance, this is going to make a lot of scraps. So just go like this and just start punching. Just make sure this is, you know, all filled in, there's no gaps in there, and who cares about the bottom part? All we're after is those petals. So this is 3, see how fast this goes, 4, 5, 6, I think I need 8, I said. And like I said, don't worry about the scraps. And I just took a 2.5 inch by 8.5 inch strip here, and look at it, made it all the way to the end. Now just separate all your little good petals, or petals, I guess we will call them. They're actually ladybug wings. And then grab all your scraps and throw them on the floor. Just kidding. That's usually where mine end up, but you can try to be neat about it. All right, whoops, we got a few more over here. Now the next thing, because some of these we're gonna split apart, but before we do that, it's easier to use your bone folder and just put that slight crease in them. It's easier to work with a larger piece because it kind of gives you a base to hold on to. So you don't have to curl them too much, just a little bit. All right, now we are going to do one more in Granny Apple Green, because I do want to add a leaf to the flower. And so do the same thing with the green, and then just use the bone folder. All right, now the next part is we do want to cut these apart. Not all of them, but most of them. And we need something to build this on. So what I would do is just take, if you have just any size circle punch will work. This is maybe about a 1 inch punch, a basic white. If you have layering circles, just use the smallest die, and you just need something to glue it on. And what I did was I started with multi-purpose liquid glue is the best glue, and the silicone sheet is really going to be great because in case some glue gets outside the edges, it doesn't matter on here. So we're going to take the first one, and you're going to see me going like this a lot because I'm at the bottom of my glue, so I have to shake it. And we're just going to make one at the top. Oh my goodness, that looks like a little Easter bunny, except he's kind of got fat ears. And then we'll do one at the bottom. So these are the only two that you don't have to separate. So every little bit helps if you don't have to do extra work. But it won't work to do the rest because they just don't lay right. All right, so take your paper snips and just start snipping these in half. Probably could put them together. And it doesn't have to be perfect because they're all going to come together in the middle to form that flower. So just separate these, and it does take a little bit extra work, but I really think it's worth it because it just shows how versatile that punch is. Now we are just going to start putting these little petals in here and just fill in the gaps and just try to be symmetrical. Like that. Okay, there's our first layer. Now we're going to go back and just fill in between, whoopsie, in between all these. Let's see. So it just makes it a fuller flower, you know what I mean? And like I said, don't worry about the center part. Actually, I think I cut out 8, right? So actually you only need 6. So I have 4 extra. But if you want to make another layer, you can, or maybe you want a larger flower because your paper is bigger. Go ahead and you can make another layer there. Just cut out a bigger base circle on the back so you have something to build it on. All right, now for the center of the flower, we are going to take a circle. This is actually 3/4 inch. If you don't have a 3/4 inch punch, which Stampin' Up! Does not sell anymore, but most people have circle punches in their stash. One of the die sets called Warm Wraps, which was from our Christmas catalog, but it is still available. They have that, but I'm not saying it's worth buying a whole die set for a 3/4 inch circle, but if you like that die set, you can order that if you'd like still. Some people may think that it's gone. And then just put a dimensional. And I also embossed that with our Hive 3D embossing folder. Isn't that cute? That one is kind of a must for the Ladybug set if you want to turn some of them into bees. All right, there's our flower. Now we're going to take the front of our card and we're just going to place this on. And I think I'm just going to use glue on this because it's getting kind of thick and I don't want it to be too thick that it kind of hampers where so the envelope still closes, but you can kind of squish it down a little bit. But isn't that cute? Just put that right smack in the center. Now we're going to do the same thing with these leaves. Just snip them in half. And I want to show you one other little trick. If you have a silicone mat, I should have done this in the beginning, but if you just put a little bit there, because you can rub this off easily when it's dry, and then just dip your things in there. That's another thing that you can do. Now we're just going to put some leaves sticking out behind. And one more, just to bring a little bit more color in here, like that. All right, now we are going to build the little ladybug. So we'll set the card aside, and now we will grab the real red cardstock and the polka dots, and grab some paper here just so I don't get my background black, and then just take your Memento black ink. And I'm going to show you 2 projects, and I need 2 ladybugs, so I'm actually going to stamp 2 of these. Like that. Now let's go ahead and punch these out right away. So all you do is stick those little dots in there, and look at how nice it lines up. Very easy to do this. And then just move it forward. And just, if you want to make a bunch of these ladybugs, just use that 2.5 inch wide cardstock like I told you before, and you can just keep going right down the line. All right. Now we need the body punched out, so we will take black cardstock, and we're just going to kind of do the same thing. Stick it in there, like I said, we're making, whoops, I cut off his antenna. Let me try again. There we go. So that's our bad one. Here's our good one. All right, now I'm gonna move one set of these apart because we're only gonna do one project at a time here. All right, now this is super simple. We're almost done. Again, I like to take my bone folder and just kind of bend these out a little bit. And then I still have some wet glue here, so I can just kind of dab that in there and just get the top of it. Just place it right on top like that. Now this little bug is ready to go on the flower. And so we are going to, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. Actually, probably, I don't know. I think 2 will do. And we'll just have him checking out this flower here. And you might have to kind of bend those petals down a little bit to get the little butterfly on. Or I mean, the butterfly, I'm thinking wings here, the little ladybug on. All right, there's our card. Now we're not done with that. We have to get one of our cute, cute little mini 3x3 envelopes. And then I want to show you again how I get the flap to coordinate with the card. So I could have picked the hearts again, but there's so many cute black and whites and I have a lot of scraps. So I'm just going to take one with dots in, and this is 3 1/4 by 1.5 inches. And then I'm just going to put glue on just the flap and then place this on top. And then this way you get more of an exact fit because you're actually going to trim, and the pattern is actually the envelope flap. And so you just follow that. And it's just such an easy way to make a coordinating envelope. And not only that, it works great for using up your little scraps that you have. All right, there's our coordinating envelope. Now we need to do the inside of this card. So let me pull the basic white paper, and this is just 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And we're gonna stamp off a little bit, so I wanna have white paper underneath. We'll grab the Memento ink again, and we're going to use the little ladybug that is crawling along. Just ink him up, and we're going to have fun with him because you know how ladybugs, it doesn't matter what direction they're crawling, they can crawl upside down or sideways or whatever. So we'll put one on the bottom. I'd like to do everything a little bit whimsically, so we'll have him half off, and then we're going to do one more, but this one's going to be crawling upside down, and we're going to put him just in the little corner like that. Now, there is a stamp, let me show you. This stamp right here, you can actually stamp if you don't want to color in and just stamp it red right there. And then the same with the other, but I also want to show you that you can just use blends. And I'm just going to use blends. Let me move this. Oh, you know what? Let's do one more. Let's do one on that coordinating envelope. It's just too cute not to do, and we have all the supplies out. So let's just add one more ladybug. And we'll go just like on the front. Now I'm just going to color in with my Real Red Dark Blend, and I'm going to use the paint side because it fills in a little bit. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. It fills in a little bit faster because it's a larger square footage of the pen. It's all right if you get it on the black because it won't, it won't really matter because red can go on top of black. Sometimes it picks up the black a little bit if your ink isn't dry. So if you want to try to go around the dots, you can. There, isn't that cute? All right, now let's get back to the card. We are just going to adhere this to the inside of the card. And then there's quite a few cute little sentiments here. I don't know. I think I'm going to do just a small little hello on here. So let me just grab this and ink it up over here. And I'm going to put it well, I don't know. Should I put it in the middle? What's your thoughts? There we go. Then you don't have to write as much. All right, there you have it. Now I have one more project for you. So let me set those to the side. Now this one is so fast and easy. I even hesitated if I should show this because I'm sure many of you have already seen it, but I need to bring my two little ladybugs back, and I forgot to make the wings go out on this one, so I'll do that. Now what you need for this project is dark chocolate Dove bars that are heart-shaped. Now, these always come out every year at Valentine's Day, but you can still get them on Amazon. And the reason this box or this bag is still filled with candy is because I am not a dark chocolate fan. Do you guys like dark chocolate? Oh my goodness. I don't know why. I'm more of a milk chocolate. So that's unusual for me to have a stash of candy left. But look at how the heart shape kind of follows the ladybug. And for this one, I'm going to use good old Scotch tape for the back of it. It's two-sided, or you can use tear and tape if you have it, but I have some Scotch two-way that seems to work all right. So just center this in the middle of his body. And then the best thing to use for this wing is just using a mini glue dot. And we're just going to put the wings on like that. So you can see that this project took me all of 60 seconds to make, right? And just put that on the back. Isn't that cute? Now this would pair nicely with this cute little card that we made. So if you can think of maybe a kind of a themed gift of red and black or just whatever, go to Bath and Body Works, but wouldn't this be cute to put as an ensemble? So I hope that you enjoyed these little projects today, and don't forget, oh, I promise you, you are not going to be disappointed with this class to go. So be sure and sign up for this. Today at midnight is the last day to sign up, so I hope that you'll do that, and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. If you ever see any products that interest you, I would appreciate it if you would order from my online store and use the host code. Now you can't double dip and get like the class to go and use that as your order. This is something separate just for online orders. And what you get as a result of that is a thank you gift of my Creative You projects. I do these every month, and if your order is in by the 10th of the month, you will get in on that month's projects. In other words, if you order by April 10th, you will get the April projects. I will also send you the PDF so that you can assemble them. Now, if you happen to order after April 10th, you will just roll over to May's class because I have to make a stopping point so that I can cut out and mail and everything. So that's how that works. So thank you again for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.